Hello and welcome to a very special event. I'm your host, David Muir. We currently have two candidates for the presidency that have never met until now. Would you please welcome Mr. Donald J. Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
Okay, Trump.
Thank you both very much for being here. Unfortunately, our second moderator had a prior commitment and could not attend.
She's just on CP time.
We're going to begin the debate with a series of questions. The first one is from Janine on Facebook that got millions of upvotes. Each of you will have 1 minute to answer the question. Vice President Harris, you won the coin toss, so we'll be starting with you. Janine asks, what will you do as president to curb the global warming we've been increasingly experiencing this past summer?
Well, Janine from Facebook, I'm the only one on this stage who understands global warming. Because during the Civil War, since the Civil War, temperatures have been rising. Okay. And so when it gets to a certain point, it gets hot. And so for Donald Trump to not think that it's not getting any warmer globally, it really takes the wave of how cool we really need to be. And once we cool down, when the moon reflects on us, then and only then will we curb the warming globally.
Thank you, Vice President Harris. Trump, you have 1 minute. The question was, what will you do as president to curb the global warming that we've been increasingly experiencing this past summer?
Well, David, I would like to say that as you can see, Kamala is not a very bad person. I am a very bad person. I know lots of things. For example, I know global warming does not exist. And it never existed. We can thank Tesla for making that happen. And I would like to personally thank Elon Musk for powdering my asshole a week ago. Because my asshole was so moist from him rimming me the day prior. Thank you.
Mr. Trump, you still have 20 seconds left on your answer. Would you like to use that time to comment on the current economical state and what your ideas would be should you become president?
Yes, David. I would just like to say that Kamala's policy on economy is about 4 words long. It's about as long as run, spot, run, or
Thank you,
Itsy
Mr.
Bitsy
Trump.
Spider, one to the water spout.
Thank you, Mr. Trump, for that answer. Vice President Harris, same question. Would you like to comment on the current economic state?
The state of our economy is in a state because it's our economy. Things rise just like how the temperature just rises. Things rise. Prices go up. You know? Hey. That's what happens. Things happen, you know. But when things happen and they rise, our economy needs to come down. And so under my policy,
10 seconds.
I am offering tax credits to all of my rich friends.
Thank you, Vice President Harris.
You're poor.
This next question involves the impact that
You're
Mr.
poor.
Trump has on his followers
Okay, let's
and
be
the event
clear.
that occurred
You're
on January
poor.
6, 2021. Mr. Trump, on that infamous day, you tweeted that the 2020 election was fraudulent and that it was, quote, statistically impossible to lose the 2020 election, which motivated your followers to attempt to take over the Capitol. Gerald from Ohio asks, what will you change should you be elected again in your presidency to prevent such coups from happening again?
Well, David, this election, this debate, has been rigged in favor of Kamala. She became the Democratic nominee in a coup. And in response, we are going to take over her house. We're going to storm her house on Friday. Take what is rightfully ours. My little extremist puppets are going to do all the work for me, and I'm going to take the throne. And none of those little extremist puppets are going to be the migrants coming from Venezuela, the little itty-bitty, starving socialist country. Because those people voted against me. And so, Comrade Kamala knows all about that, as she is a communist. And she is dumb as a rock, and she is short. She is... I forgot the third thing.
Thank you, Mr. Trump. I'd like to move on now, if we could. Vice President Harris. This next question concerns the Israel-Palestine war. Naomi asks, what will you do to stop the Palestinian genocide? Vice President Harris.
Genocide in any region other than America is a crime. Okay. And we demonstrated that when the abortion and the vasectomy mobile units at the DNC in Chicago, Illinois. Because it's America first. As Donald Trump loves to always say, it's America first. So we have to provide in America first.
10 seconds.
Now, genocide is wrong.
Thank you for that answer, Vice President Harris. Mr. Trump, you have 1 minute. The question was, what will you do to stop the Palestinian genocide?
Oh, David. What would Kamala do for the Palestinians? Nothing. What would I do for the Palestinians? Nothing. I love dictators. I love leaders like Kim Jong-un, who are oppressive yet authentic. Kim Jong-un sent me a very lovely birthday card once. It was a very lovely birthday card. Putin, I have seen his sex dungeon. One night together, we were sipping wine and we were pinching each other's nipples in his sex dungeon. I have done lovely things for this country, fabulous things. I went up to the Supreme Court and I said, you're fired, and you're fired, until they got rid of abortion and affirmative action.
10 seconds.
Oh, and I would love to be Republicans' Jesus again. It gives me such a high that I've never felt before. Not until back when, in the 1970s, I was hosting cocaine parties with 15-year-olds.
Thank you, Mr. Trump. I'm sorry that's all the time we have. We'd like to thank you for joining us for this very special event. This has been the 2024 presidential debate between Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris. Thank you for joining us. I'm David Muir.
Because as Donald Trump
Thank you for your
says,
answer, Vice President
it
Harris.
always
Unfortunately,
has
that's
to
all
be
the time that we
America
have
Hello,
today.
you
first.
I
fired.
would like to thank you for
Because
joining us
when we
for this very, very special debate,
do it,
2024 debate between
he's a
Mr.
racist.
Donald Trump
She's short.
and
He's a racist.
Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm David Muir. Oh, that was great.